In this presentation, we'll be sharing about the neck ring practiced by the Kanyan women. The Kanyan women of the Kuran tribe are initially located in several parts of Myanmar, with a majority of them located in the northern Thailand. However, their native homeland was from the middle region of Yunnan. They have a population of approximately 5 million and are mainly Buddhists. Their language and dialects are not spoken or understood by each other, and none has a collective term for all the Kuran subgroups, which follows the theory linguistic syncretism. The tradition of adorning brass coil around the neck to give the impression of a longer neck is a shared practice learned since young. The first coil is applied when they are age of 5. The length of the coil gradually increased to 20 turns, and a full set of the neck rings can weigh up to 10 kilograms. The coil pushes down the muscles around their collarbones and compresses their ribs, resulting in the appearance of a long neck.
Every culture has their own significance. Simply to say, culture is symbolic. To the Kayan woman, the neck ring are a representation of beauty and wealth. However, what the neck ring does, as mentioned previously, is to create the appearance of a long neck. This appearance is a representation of their status in their tribes. As such, the lack of the neck ring will create a sense of inferiority to the Kayan women who do not wear them. Therefore, after generations of the Kayan tradition, it has incepted a mentality that the neck rings represent superiority of a woman. A great example of how this culture has diffused to different places around the world is Sydney Smith. Her obsession has driven her to follow the Kayan's culture of putting neck rings. Having similar views with the Kayans, she sees the beauty of a long neck over other parts of her body. She aims to use her beauty and be a specialty model, setting new trends in the fashion industry.
I'll be talking about how culture is integrated. The Kayan women now possess knowledge that the practice of wearing neck rings brings along harmful health effects. This was derived from an increase in priority towards health, resulting in the adaptation of the younger generations of Kayan women to wear neck rings only on special occasions. Hence, the importance of the practice over time is diluted. Due to the differing concept of beauty around the world, an elongated neck may be seen as a form of unproportionate body instead of beauty. However, this is an act of ethnocentrism. The perspective is purely subjective, based on another cultural standard, with the meanings behind the practice unknown. Due to the incapacity of others to understand the Kayans, a stereotype is formed. This misinterpretation resulted in many false stories so as to the reasons behind the wearing of neck rings. The true meanings behind the practice of neck rings are actually vastly different. Hence, in order to effectively understand a culture, cultural relativism must be practiced. However, there has to be a conscious effort not to use our existing knowledge as the basis to understand another culture.
Due to globalization, neck ring practice gained popularity because the public deemed it as a unique practice which links back to the concept of constructing otherness. The practice is a lucrative business as it draws tourists who bring substantial amount of revenue to the community. As a result, their culture was abused and treated as a form of tourism to generate economic profits. This ties back to the concept of capitalism, in which wearing of neck ring eventually loses its meaning and as it transforms into a commercial activity. Originating from Burma, the Kayans left for Thailand due to the oppression of Burmese government. As mentioned previously, the Kayan women were exploited by the Thailand government. Coupled with the influence of globalization, it has resulted to their strong desire to resettle abroad, which is the concept of cultural diaspora through migration. Because the younger generation view the neck ring practice as an obstruction to pursue their future. It accelerates the transnational flow of the Kayans from Thailand to other countries. However, as tourism contributes significantly to the economy, Thailand government were very strict in granting permission to leave the country.
The Kayan culture and practices of wearing neck rings is socially constructed, with the practice being passed down since the 11th century. As mentioned earlier, this is embedded in Kayans as part of their lifestyle at a young age, which eventually forms part of the tribal identity. Neck rings are seen as a form of responsibility and should be passed down to the next generation. According to a documentary by National Geographic, Kayans felt lonely and inferior without their neck rings. It is also seen as disgrace and disrespectful to their community. In addition, stripping of neck ring is a form of punishment for women who commit adultery. Previously, neck rings were worn due to preservation of culture. Today, it has evolved into a form of livelihood where the Kayans have to profit from the tourist attraction for survival. In conclusion, culture are socially constructed based on the community. However, it changes due to external factors arise from globalization. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you for your kind attention.